motorcycle racers competing at death-defying speeds, a hidden danger can cause catastrophe. 1997, Germany's Hockenheimring racetrack. Out of nowhere, superbike racer Andy Meklau skids out of control. As Meklau's Ducati hits the ground, he's powerless to stop the disaster. Careening across the track, slamming into the shoulder, ricocheting back into the race path, spinning to a dead stop.
The bike was flying, and I have no chance for control this bike.
In any kind of crash situation, there's a certain amount of energy involved and it has to be dissipated. And if you haven't dissipated the proper amount of energy and you hit something, that's where the problems occur.
Andy Meklau, massive impact with the bales. He's spun out like a rag doll onto the course.
They say with crashes, it's not how fast you're going when you fall down, it's how fast you're going when you stop. So if you have a lot of room to dissipate energy, say a gravel trap or just track surface or whatever, chances are you'll come away pretty good. If you're going real fast and come to a sudden stop, say into a barrier or maybe another motorcycle or something, you're going to have problems.
Passing riders signal a dire warning to other riders to proceed with caution. Every second is a countdown to collision. At these intense speeds, stopping is virtually impossible.
A motorcycle is like any other vehicle. Once it's up to speed, you got a lot of mass and momentum involved. If you're going at a certain speed, you're going to need a certain distance to stop, period, end of story.
Incredibly, to everyone's relief, Meklau comes to. Dizzy, disoriented, miraculously alive. But what went wrong? What caused Andy Meklau to spin out so violently? The first thing to examine is his crash crisis point. Meklau's trouble started with his front wheel.
It was a fast left corner, and then you have no control more. I'm falling with my head first and really hard on the floor.
In a cutthroat championship race, losing front wheel control can be catastrophic. To understand the degree of danger, we first have to look at how motorcycle wheels work. A motorcycle's back wheel gets its power from the engine. Its front wheel gets its power from momentum. It's a design feature with a zero-tolerance regulation.
With the current rules, the front wheel is not allowed to be powered. If somebody was to just come along with it, there's a good chance that it would provide a very, very distinct performance advantage.
But in a crash crisis like Andy Meklau's, losing front wheel power for any reason is a formula for disaster. The racer's ultimate undoing? A hidden hazard, oil on the tracks.
Away from him, maybe a patch of oil there, into the bale.
Anybody that's slipped on ice knows what it's like to try and drive on oil. It's no different. Your traction completely goes away instantaneously. You've lost all control. Oil on the track will impede every aspect of the motorcycle dynamics: braking, acceleration, cornering, or any combination.
Oil it's the only thing you have no chance, you have no control. The same moment when you see the oil is the same time you're falling down.
So why exactly did Meklau spin like a rag doll? Coming out of the turn, hitting oil, his stricken bike gave in to gravity in a near-lethal accident called a low side. In this type of crash, a bike lays itself down, falling onto the side closest to the ground and dumping the rider on its low side. Since low sides don't toss riders up and over their bikes, they're generally considered less risky than high sides. On a racetrack, however, that danger skyrockets. Since superbike designers couldn't change wheel engineering, they turned their attention to the external threat on the racetrack itself. Could they stop an oil spill?
The engine's always venting oil, oil mist. All internal combustion engines have that characteristic.
To grasp the magnitude of the challenge, we only need to look at a motorcycle engine. Lubricating dozens of moving parts, a bike engine constantly circulates oil. Gravity naturally makes this oil pool at the lowest point, dangerously close to the ground. Unfortunately, sealing the entire engine case is a dangerous proposition. An airtight engine would combust before the second lap. The solution? Trap the oil before it hits the course. To do this, motorcycle designers created an engine bucket called a lower fairing, a complement to the bike's upper fairing, also known as the windshield. Lower fairings are designed to catch anything and everything that falls from a racing engine. The result? Infinitely drier, safer tracks.
Track safety in regards to oil on it has gotten a lot better. There's rules in place in this country where the lower fairing of the motorcycle has to be completely sealed so that it will contain at least 3 quarts of liquid. That lower fairing should be able to contain all the oil that's in that motorcycle engine.
Luck and a hay bale barrier may have saved Andy Meklow, but in a sport where danger is inevitable, improvements like engine pans protect riders from hidden threats and dramatically improve their chances of survival. In these extreme competitions, disaster can come from any direction, including another rider. For one legendary racer, the result was a monster multi-bike pileup that nearly took his life. April 1991. World Superbike teams gear up for tough competition at Spain's Jarama circuit, a taxing nearly 2.5-mile track of hilly turns. It's the second round of the World Superbike Championship. Scottish rider Neil Mackenzie's a top-ranked pro with over a decade of racing. Today, feeling the pressure of fanatic fans back home, it's got to be a top finish.
I had the reputation of being probably the best rider in the UK at the time. So there was a lot on my shoulder, really. You've got to commit 100% every time you ride, every time you race.
Racing with Team Honda UK, Mackenzie's hoping to push his Honda RC30 to the edge of endurance. It's a strong 750cc bike with an excellent pedigree, a late model of a proven race-winning design.
It won the first ever 2 World Superbike Championships in the hands of Fred Merkel in a similar form. Very successful bike. It's been a really good bike for Honda.
As the packed crowd looks on, the riders idle at the start line, staggered by earlier qualifying times. Determined in highly anticipated preliminary races, top qualifying times are critical to a rider's success. They're also a chance for ambitious racers to gain advantage, teams to show dominance, and rivals to intimidate other rivals. Now, facing 40 skilled competitors, Mackenzie marshals his concentration.
Nervous, excited, wondering if I'd make it round the first lap, wondering if I'd make it to the race, wondering what today was going to bring, because you just never know.
At the green light, Mackenzie and his competitors zoom into the first lap, looking for every passing opportunity. Gaining a front position now can mean the difference between winning and losing. Tied in a pack of riders, Mackenzie approaches the first corner, unaware he's on a collision course with disaster.
The complete story as it happened. Columbine. It was the worst school shooting in American history. First-hand accounts reveal new insights about the victims and the gunman. The final report.